Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
Vasishtha continued. The cosmic order that people refer to as fate, Devam or Niyati, and which ensures that every effort is blessed with appropriate fruition, is based on an omnipresent and omnipotent omniscience known as Brahman. By self-effort, therefore, restrain the senses and the mind, and with a mind that is one-pointed, calmly listen to what I am going to say. This narrative deals with liberation. Listen to it with other wise seekers who are assembled here, and you will realize that Supreme Being where there is no sorrow nor destruction. This was revealed to me by the Creator Brahma himself in a previous age. O Rama, the omnipresent omniscience, that is the cosmic being, shines eternally in all beings. When a vibration arises in that cosmic being, Lord Vishnu is born. Even as a wave arises when the surface of the ocean is agitated. From that Vishnu, Brahma, the Creator, was born. Brahma began to create the countless varieties of animate and inanimate, sentient and insentient beings in the universe. And the universe was as it was before the cosmic dissolution. The Creator saw that all living beings in the universe were subject to disease and death, to pain and suffering. In his heart there arose compassion, and he sought to lay down a path that might lead living beings away from all this. He thereupon instituted centers of pilgrimage and noble virtues like austerity, charity, truthfulness, and righteous conduct. But these were inadequate. They could bestow only temporary relief from suffering and not final liberation from sorrow. Reflecting thus, the Creator brought me into being. He drew upon me a veil of ignorance over my heart. Instantly, I forgot my identity and my self-nature. I was miserable. I begged of Brahma, the Creator, my own father, to show me the way out of this misery. Sunk in my misery, I was unable and unwilling to do anything, and I remained lazy and inactive. In response to my prayers, my Father revealed to me the true knowledge, which instantly dispelled the veil of ignorance that He Himself had spread over me. The Creator then said to me, "My son, I veiled the knowledge and revealed it to you so that you may experience its glory. For only then will you be able to understand the travail of ignorant beings and to help them. Rama, equipped with this knowledge, I am here, and I will continue to be here till the end of the creation." Even so, in every atom, the Creator wills into being several sages and myself for the spiritual enlightenment of all. And in order to ensure the due performance of the secular duties by all, Brahma also creates kings who rule justly and wisely over the parts of the earth. These kings, however, are soon corrupted by lust for power and pleasure. Conflict of interest leads to wars among them, which in turn give rise to remorse. To remove their ignorance, the sages used to impart spiritual wisdom to them. In the days of yore, O Rama, kings used to receive this wisdom and cherish it. Hence, it was known as Vidya, the kingly science. The highest form of dispassion, born of pure discrimination, has arisen in your heart, O Rama, and it is superior to the dispassion born of a circumstantial cause or an utter disgust. Such dispassion is surely due to the grace of God. This grace meets the maturity of discrimination at the exact moment when dispassion is generated in the heart. As long as the highest wisdom does not dawn in the heart, the person revolves in this wheel of birth and death. Pray, listen to my exposition of this wisdom with a concentrated mind. This wisdom destroys the forest of ignorance. Roaming in this forest, one undergoes confusion and seemingly unending suffering. One should therefore approach an enlightened teacher and by asking the right question with the right attitude, elicit the teachings. It then becomes an integral part of one's being. The fool asks irrelevant question irrelevantly, and the greater fool is he who spurns the sage's wisdom. He is surely not a sage who responds to the vain questions of a foolish questioner. O Rama, you are indeed the best amongst the Sika, for you have duly reflected over the truth, and you are inspired by the best form of dispassion. And I am sure that what I am going to say to you will find a firm seat in your heart. Indeed, one should positively strive to enthrone wisdom in one's heart, for the mind is unsteady like a monkey, and one should then avoid unwise company. Rama, there are 4 gatekeepers at the entrance to the realm of freedom, or moksha. They are self-control, spirit of inquiry, contentment, and good company. The wise seeker should diligently cultivate the friendship of these, or at least one of them, with a pure heart and a receptive mind, and without the veil of doubt. And the restlessness of the mind, listen to the exposition of the nature and the means of liberation, O Rama. For not until the Supreme Being is realized will this dreadful miseries of birth and death come to an end. If this deadly serpent, known as ignorant life, is not overcome here and now, it gives rise to interminable suffering, not only in this, but in countless lifetimes to come. One cannot ignore this suffering, but one should overcome it by means of wisdom that I shall impart to you. O Rama, if you thus overcome this sorrow of repetitive history, samsara, you will live here on earth itself like a god, like Brahma or Vishnu. For when delusion is gone and the truth is realized by the means of inquiry into the self-nature, when the mind is at peace and the heart leaps to the supreme truth, when all the disturbing thought waves in the mind stuff have subsided, and there is unbroken flow of peace, and the heart is filled with the bliss of the Absolute, when thus the truth has been seen in the heart, then this very world becomes an abode of bliss. Such a person has nothing to acquire, nor anything to shun. He is untainted by the defects of life, untouched by its sorrow. He does not come into being, nor go out, though he appears to come and go in the eyes of the beholder. Even religious duties are found to be unnecessary. He is not affected by the past tendencies, which have lost their momentum. His mind has given up its restlessness, and he rests in the bliss that is the essential nature. Such bliss is possible only by the self-knowledge, nor by any other mean. Hence, one should apply oneself constantly to self-knowledge. This alone is one's duty. He who disregards holy scriptures and the holy men does not attain self-knowledge. Such foolishness is more harmful than all the illnesses that one is subjected to in this world. Hence, one should devoutly listen to the scripture which leads one to the self-knowledge. He who obtains this scripture does not again fall into the blind well of ignorance. O Rama, if you want to be free, then receive the wholesome instruction of sages like me and be free. With this, we finish today's chapter. See you again.